Right, well, welcome back to Tales from the PowerAge, and we've got a special show for you tonight. We're doing a show on EPs, and for those of you who don't know what an EP is, it's extended play. So we're going to be picking a bunch of EPs out that were really special to us in the 80s, pretty much, some moving into the 90s. We've created 12 of the best from that time, and 12 that meant a lot to us. Now, before you start putting in the comments, why haven't you put Soundhouse Tapes in there or the Def Leppard EP? Well, two reasons. One, none of us own those because we couldn't afford to get hold of them. They probably came out just a little bit before we were out on the gigging scene, which would enable us to be able to go and buy those. So hopefully that makes sense. So we've created 12 EPs that were really special to us. What we do is we've got 3 each. We give a bit of a review on the EP, and then we will vote the top 5 Tales of the PowerAge EP. So hopefully you look forward to that. Before we do that, though, please give us a subscribe, give us a like. If you want to buy us a beer or even a coffee, don't bother because none of us drink coffee. But if you want to buy us a beer, just buy us a beer. We'd love that. That's down there in the thanks button. Anyway, how are you doing, guys? You good?
Yeah, good. Cheers.
Good. Excellent.
Good, mate.
You're right, Gaps, as well?
Yeah, very well. Thank you.
Oh, excellent. I had the other two, but I didn't hear Gaps. And by the way, we're not going to go any more on what an EP is because we've spent the last 3 weeks arguing about 12 inches and goodness knows what should qualify as an EP. Anyway, if you've got any thoughts, and let us know your top EPs, just put them down in the comments after. So let's get on to this. So without further ado, we're going to go across to Gav, who kicks off with an absolute storming EP.
Our basic theory around EPs were that they weren't on an album and they were longer than a single or 12-inch. That's it. And we loved them. So this fits that because it ain't on no album in it. This is Iron Maiden, made in Japan, and this is the English version. There was a Japanese version of it. It actually had a different cover. It had Eddie and Paul Di'Anno's head. Obviously, with Paul Di'Anno exiting around this time, they decided to go for the more generic Japanese-looking imagery. For some reason, I've got a factory sample. Don't know how I got that, but
mine's a Spanish one.
Hey, brilliant!
If you're in the labels, then the same as that, is it?
Let me have a look. No, you got the old-fashioned classic,
proper classic.
Yeah. Mine's a Spanish one.
But yeah, it's got 4 tracks on it, all live in Tokyo. Released November '81, recorded May '81. Last Maiden recording with Di'Anno on it.
So what are the tracks on it then?
Running Free, Remember Tomorrow, Killers, Innocent Exile.
Oh right, I've heard Rothschild off that as well, so don't know where that's come from.
It's great. I mean, when you think how strong Di'Anno is on these recordings, it's such a shame that they couldn't keep him. But obviously, only a year after Killers was Number of the Beast with Bruce, and Bruce was just, everything they needed. But
Correct.
what a great EP for Paul to go out on. What about you boys?
Well, I think he does a massively brilliant job on this. He's the vocals are superb. Remember Tomorrow is my favourite off this, even though they do it at 3,000 miles per hour compared to the Iron Maiden album. It's so fast, it's unbelievable. It just just goes to show what great players they were. And Adrian does a good job with Dennis's stuff off the first album and his own stuff. Yeah, I think this is really good.
Yeah, I like it as well. I think great little EP. It's a bit of a hidden gem, this, isn't it? Because you can still pick it up, but definitely worth getting for sure.
Especially as they dedicate, as it says on the bottom of it. I don't know if it's got this on all of ours. Different versions we have. This record is dedicated to all the headbangers, earth dogs, and metal merchants around the world.
Yeah,
which is very kind of them because they're
not rivet dogs.
No rivet dogs
on that one.
Rivet heads. But that was what our childhood was all about: is looking at these sorts of covers and looking at those sort of crowds, getting thoroughly overexcited. Wow. And when they use terminology like headbangers, earth dogs, and metal merchants, we still say those phrases to this very day.
We do.
Very good. Well, on that note, let's move on to the next one.
Indeed. So this is Marillion, and it's Market Square Heroes. We call it an EP. And the sheer fact of Market Square Heroes not being on their first album, Three Boats Down from the Candy not being on their first album, but more importantly, the epic Grendel, 17, nearly 18 minutes worth, not on the album. I mean, how cool is that? You know, I remember getting this at the time and thinking, take some brass balls to have 3 songs.
I remember you playing Grendel to me in your bedroom.
Yeah, there's a brilliant recording of it actually at Reading, where there's still Steve Rothery starts to play Grendel, which is a really soft, kind of acousticy, clean guitar part, and the PA is still playing. They think he's sound checking or something, and the PA is still playing the music, and then gradually they realise they're actually playing. And it's so cool, and the crowd go mental when they start hearing it. It's such a great atmosphere. But yeah, great song. Market Square Heroes about Aylesbury, which obviously is close to our hearts and close to our houses in some cases. Three Boats Down from the Candy apparently is about making out on the beach. Grendel has been requested at every Fish and every Marillion gig for generations.
Including the last one you did at Aylesbury.
Including when we saw him in Aylesbury, in the farewell. They did a record store day. This isn't what we're talking about really, but they did a record store day Grendel, 2 versions of it, which is quite cool. But yeah, Market Square Heroes, what a great track, and how ballsy not to put it on the album. What about you guys?
Especially as it's one of their best songs they ever did.
Yeah.
It's such a great song.
But it kind of doesn't fit on the album.
No, exactly. No, it
know,
doesn't.
But, you know...
Incommunicado doesn't really fit on Clutching at Straws, does it?
Yeah. Exactly. What a great example. Yeah.
I love that song. I just never understood why it wasn't on. I used to forget that it wasn't on. It wasn't on an album. You'd always forget and go, "Where is it?" Oh yeah, it's just not. No,
I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. Grendel's not on there, and it's perfect that Market Square Heroes is not on there.
And it's made it a cult classic, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That's why.
Not to mention the cover. Bloody hell! How brilliant is that?
Well, it's Marillion, isn't it? There's Marillion cover. Fishy, a Marillion cover.
It was replicated at the end of Fish's career as well, where there was the mask off and it was Fish's face underneath. It's cool.
Okay, we're going to go on to another British classic now.
Yeah, this is one of my favourites, Wildhearts, and this was their first release. I've put the white vinyl up there, but there's also a black vinyl, which is what I've got here. I'm not sure which is the rarest because you don't see much of either, really.
Is that actually the original cover then, Gav?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the original cover.
That's ballsy. And what was it, 1990 or whatever it was?
Yeah, 92.
92?
Yeah. And so I got a press copy here with give you comments about it and send it back to the record company type thing. But yeah, this was a classic era. This was when Ginger had just left. Choir Boys. There's 4 songs on this one, which is Turning American, Crying Over Nothing, Nothing Ever Changes But the Shoes, and Liberty Cap. Turning American actually is his feelings about leaving the Choir Boys.
It's the best song on there. It's absolutely brilliant.
If you listen to the lyrics, they're pretty biting about having British integrity and not just doing what the record company tells you to do, doing what you think you should be doing, and turning American. So it's pretty cool. It was around this time my band supported them as well, so that's another reason why this is close to my heart. What about you guys? Anything?
Well, like you say, Turning American is my favourite on this. Absolutely brilliant. It's very proggy as well. There's lots of time signature changes and stuff in there. It's so good. But that's my standout from this. Nothing Ever Changes But the Shoes is pretty much what they went into on the first album. That's very similar to what they've done on the first record. It's good, very good.
I've never been a massive Wildhearts fan, but on listening to this, I liked Crying Over Nothing. Grabbed me, enjoyed that one, but I'm not a massive Wildhearts fan anyway, so I didn't really know this that well. It
was later paired with this as a kind of a double EP, and this is the Don't Be Happy, Just Worry. They got Terry Date to remix it, so this has been remixed, and Terry Date actually did the recording in the first place for the second EP. So yeah, that's it's had 2 bites of the cherry, and Terry Date was the guy who did Pantera. So arguably a better mix.
Right. So
I think that's me.
that's your three. So Gaps, you're up next with another British classic.
Yeah, and probably the most iconic photograph ever taken, in my opinion. It's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? With all the members of Motorhead and Girlschool on there. And this came out on the 14th of February, funnily enough, 1981. And it's one of the first singles / EPs that I ever bought. It's got a cover of Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. Classic tune, Please Don't Touch, where Lemmy and I think it's Kelly, isn't it, take the lead vocals, and
totally.
Eddie and Kelly take the dual lead guitar parts, which is absolutely fantastic. Denise plays drums throughout this EP because Filthy, as you might be able to tell, it looks a bit like a Sontaran from Doctor Who on the front there, where he's got no neck, and he got no neck because he broke it in December previous to recording this, so he doesn't play on any of the tracks. But a Girlschool do Bomber, and then which is obviously a Motorhead track, and then Motorhead, but with Denise on drums, do Emergency, which is a good Girlschool track, very punky, with actually Fast Eddie doing the vocals on the track, which sounds really good. Yeah, it's really good. It's one of the first 7 inches I ever bought. Absolutely loved it.
Do you know the story of how he nearly broke his neck?
No.
He was trying to, I think it was a roadie, he was trying to get a roadie on his shoulders, drunk. And
what, the roadie or him? Or both?
Phil was trying to get the roadies on his shoulders, or at least carry him or something.
Probably not the roadie.
And they fell down the stairs together because he was drunk. And the doctor said to him, if you hadn't have been so loose, you would have broken your neck, because you just kind of absorbed it as you fell down the stairs. Yeah, really dangerous.
Yeah.
And it got to, what was it get to? Number 6 in the chart? Number 5 in the chart?
I thought it was number 5,
yeah. It was number 5.
Yeah. Remember it well. Remember the Top of the Pops. Brilliant, wasn't it? Seeing them all then. Nothing around. Absolutely brilliant and funny.
And how clever. I mean, the Motorhead Girl, the Motorhead Girl School is clever anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. Okay, cool. Next one, we're over the pond to San Francisco, the Bay Area.
Yeah, it's our first real change in sound, really, from Slayer. They did Show No Mercy, the album, the previous year. Dave Lombardo actually got a double bass drum kit for the first time for this recording. Yeah, we've got Haunting in the Chapel with Chemical Warfare, Haunting in the Chapel, and Capture of Sin. Aggressive Perfecto was added later on the reissues, and it's a really poor version of that song, because me and Gav first heard it when it was on the B-side of Criminally Insane, I believe, in the Rain in Blood era.
That's the superior version.
So much faster, so much more aggressive. So I don't really like that version of that song, but Chemical Warfare is a fantastic opening track on this record. And I
didn't know it was on the EP. Like we do these days, we just pull it up on Spotify or whatever if we haven't got it, and you don't. It's not the right context.
Correct.
So that I didn't know that. That's good.
Chemical Warfare, the song. I mean, I went to see Slayer for the first time in 1987 on the Rain in Blood or Rain in Pain tour, as it was called, with Metal Wales, one of our friends from school, and they played Chemical Warfare, and it just blew me completely apart. Absolutely face meltingly brilliant, absolutely superb. You got Capture of Sin, which is it's an all right track, and then they go back really, really quick with Haunting the Chapel. Yeah, it's great stuff if you like thrash metal.
Right, pass me by.
Yeah, pass me by that one. But they're going strong still. So it's a small.
When I listened to it recently, what really captured me was just how different they sounded without Rick Rubin. You know,
the production is very.
He added so much to tighten everything up, didn't he, and make it sound contemporary.
I never really liked the really echoey vocal that Tom Araya gets on the first album, and this didn't like that. But apart from that, it's great.
But yeah, still of its time.
Cool. That's Slayer. So let's go on to another British classic.
Now, this to me is flawless in every way. It's got 2 of my favourite Magnum tracks on it of all time, in Great Adventure and All of My Life, which are both utterly brilliant. and then you've got the awesome Kingdom of Madness as well, and Invasion. What we picked out about this, especially me and Jam listening to it recently, is the fact that Tony Clarkin's guitar is probably the heaviest you'll ever hear it, ever, including the Marauder album. It's much heavier. And Kex Gorin's drums are just absolutely brilliant on all of this. Absolutely fantastic. I was lucky enough, and Gav was lucky enough, to see All of My Life a couple of times live, because we were just about old enough, and they were still playing it in 1984 when we went to see them. I don't think we saw the other songs. In fact, well, obviously Kingdom of Madness, because they still play it now, but we certainly didn't see Invasion or Great Adventure, which is my favourite Magnum song of all time, and Magnum 2, which those two are off. That one and All of My Life are my favourite Magnum songs and my favourite Magnum album. So, yeah, absolutely adored this. It was absolutely brilliant.
I've just found something weird in mine. Anyway, so two things, right? This one,
you got it signed, for God's sake.
Yeah, but it's signed to my brother. So I just realised they signed it. I don't know how we managed to get that done. We met.
Give it back.
We met.
If he's watching this, he'll be like,
"Hang on, I love that." So this was radio. We met him at Radio 210, I think it was, in Reading. Mum and Dad took us down there, and they've signed it to him. But this was definitely.
I didn't know that.
That's amazing, mate. That's superb.
This is on 2 7-inches.
He'll have probably forgotten that as well.
And in the old in between the 2 7-inches, I always used to put something in between to try and protect them. Look what I've just found: Return of the Jedi Interceptor. This is probably worth more than the record.
Definitely worth more than the record.
Unbelievable.
Didn't you have sleeves? I had sleeves in mine.
Oh, well, I didn't have them in mind, just as it comes. But anyway, look, I'd agree with you, Gaps. I think this is a really good EP. Kingdom of Madness, I think, is absolutely superb on this. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. How 3 of those songs didn't get onto Marauder, I've got literally no clue.
Yeah, that is really interesting how they chose that, because they're the hits, aren't they, or the kind of most accessible ones. Yeah, I would love to have the full set list of that gig mixed together. No edit.
No edit. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Oh, man. What a show!
We had the Caps and I. We had a road trip. We had a football match the other day. And we had a road trip, and bear in mind we were listening to the Motorhead Girlschool Slayer. We were having to listen to a lot of these EPs, and honestly, Tony's guitar just was so heavy. We couldn't believe it. We were like, don't remember this. And as you say again, I always used to have a bit of a pop about Kex's drumming. This snare, Gav knows, because I used to go on and on. And that snare used to do nothing.
It's gangy Slayer. Yeah. You don't get it on this, do you?
No, it sounds great. It's really, really great.
And the boy can play. That drum solo in Great Adventure.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
It's really good. And All of My Life, as you say, that just takes me back. And when you hear it, it just feels like you're there again, back there. And a lot
lyrically, that song is brilliant.
And a lot of these EP records and things, we do these killer albums. A lot of it is about how we feel, and when we listen to it, how it makes you feel. And that, for me, that song, when we listened to that, we just got beat on the way home from a footy match, and it's like, hold on a minute, it just sounded brilliant. So it's funny what music and records, it
made us smile in the car on the way home, didn't it?
So it's all good.
Cool. So that's Magnum. Let's move on to you, Jam, and your first offering. Back to San Francisco or Bay Area.
Metallica, $5.98 EP, Garage Days. So Metallica, so this is their follow-up, basically, as we know, after Master of Puppets. This is the first one to feature Jason Newsted on bass. And I think we've mentioned this before. I already loved the covers. I loved Am I Evil and Blitzkrieg on the Creep and Death 12-inch, which I bought secondhand in our local record shop in Oxford. I remember picking it up for £1. I picked up this 12-inch of Creep and Death. It was in a Master of Puppets cover, an album cover. And it's just brilliant. Metallica had already made it very much known that they love doing covers and they love new wave of British heavy metal. For me, as well as being the groundbreaking with the thrash metal and the sound they had, for me, it always has been they were the kings of covers. The cover versions they did were just brilliant. They made them so their own. And they never did it in a disrespect. Oh, this can sound weird. They never did it they almost paid a homage to the original, but it was always good and it was classy. It's great the way they turned it. And I just absolutely loved it. This one, when this came out, again, loved it. It ebbs and flows brilliantly. I'm not going to go into each song in detail, but they're all, for me, they're all so different. They've all got so much to offer. And the very end, when it ends with the untuneful rendition of the opening to Run to the Hills, it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so
I forgot about that until I heard it.
I thought that was a bit disrespectful, that bit.
Did you think? I just think it sums up when you're mates when you're together and you're playing stuff in your garage or wherever you play your stuff, and then someone says, right, try this, and you go, and you go, oh no, not so much, and it needs a bit of work. So I just thought that's really cool.
Okay, that's fair enough.
This EP features again in 1998 when they released probably one of my favourite records in the 90s by then, Garage Inc. triple album. And they put loads of B-sides and loads more covers. But I just loved it. I really loved this, and it was perfectly snuck between Master of Puppets and their next album. And it plays. It's perfect. It does exactly what it should. It does exactly what it should, I think. What are your boys' thoughts on this one?
Well, you can hear Jason's bass on this one.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Gavin.
Sorry, mate.
No. Thank God, though, because it means we knew that he could play.
Yeah.
But I picked up there's two versions as well, aren't there? Because the UK version originally just had 4 songs on.
So, same as.
And the Americans had 5 songs.
5. Yeah.
It had a Killing Joke song on, actually, which is obviously a UK band. So that was, at the time, I bought the 2.
But you must have had that. You must have had the original, the American version, because I remember the weight back in those days. Massively.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And then I picked up this other one recently, which is on the Blackened label. So that's just the. There's a hype sticker somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So, but yeah, as Jam said, it came out again on the wider remastered and extended version. But yeah, I can't get enough of them doing covers either. Especially back in the day, they just were. It's because we're English, British.
Has anyone heard the Diamond Head version of Helpless though?
Brilliant.
Oh yeah,
you've heard it. Yeah.
Is it as fast? Is it as fast as the Metallica version? That they do?
No, a bit slower.
I've not heard it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can imagine being or the original guys from Diamond Head, and gradually they're doing one song, two more songs, and then another 2 songs. Like, Christ, it's just the best feeling ever.
Yeah, because they love
especially for their bank balance.
Yeah.
Especially when the check lands on the doormat. Yeah.
But when I last saw Diamond Head, they supported Saxon. 2023, something like that. I supported Saxon, and it was just brilliant. They played all the Metallica hits, and I'd had a few drinks as well. It was a real party atmosphere, and they were brilliant. It was so good. Loved them.
And they're definitely respectful, aren't they? Whenever they get a chance, they'll bring out Brian.
Yes.
Yeah. And they used to bring out Lemmy as well, because of course on the Garage Days, there's a whole bunch.
Yeah, they do 4 Motorhead songs, don't they?
Yeah.
They're not so good, I don't think. The way that it sounds, this sounds perfect to me.
Yeah. Well, they made mistakes. There are mistakes. There are complete overkill.
It was more demo-y, wasn't it?
And Stone Dead Forever. There are mistakes in that as well, but that's quite like it. It has to be. But look, we have to remember this coming out. Did this come out before the Donington appearance or afterwards?
Oh, that's a bloody good question. I reckon it's about the same time. I reckon we were hyped up on this.
They were.
I think it came out before, because I remember listening to it in your bedroom, Gav, before we went.
I think it came out before too.
So I think just didn't they do Last Caress?
Yes.
Donington.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. But look, it was amazing. We were just salivating all over this record when it came out, and just excited to go and see him.
I even love the cover.
Yeah, it's great.
It's cool as well, though, isn't it? Green
James looked great with hair.
Yeah, Last Caress.
And Lars.
That must have been one of the only pictures that Lars had taken at the time where he didn't have your leather jacket on, Gav.
Yeah.
Because he was prominent.
Yeah. You must have borrowed it back off him.
Yeah, he gave me back around that time.
But interesting, all in black as well, in homage to Cliff, of course. So really cool. That excellent. Okay, cool. That's the $598 EP. Now we're on to another British classic band. Yeah.
Wolfsbane, All Hell's Breaking Loose, down at Little Cathy Wilson's place. For me, this actually is this is the ultimate EP for me. It had everything. I've even got my 1991 Wolfsbane t-shirt on for us all to enjoy. It's a little bit tight, but there you go. All 6 songs are superb. When Gappy spoke, I know when Gappy looks at these EPs, he told me what he does, and he works out which songs and how many of the songs he likes or which ones he loves, and that's how he decides on the overall quality. Well, I don't do that as such. However, this has got 6 tracks, and I love every single one. Paint the Town Red is the ultimate party song for me. You got Loco and Steel, which are fast and heavy. Totally Nude, which has got the humor and narrative because it's got the lyric totally naked and wearing just shoes. It's the wonderful Sabrina. And every time I hear that, I just smile, and it's brilliant. It's got a song that, this is going to sound weird, but Hey Babe, which for me is one of the very best ballads ever recorded in the history of the world, especially when listened to on headphones with its fantastic sound separation. Gap said to me once it was not that great, and I said, put your decent headphones on, dude, you'll hear. Anyway, and it closes with Kathy Wilson, which is a homage to the 1953 movie Invaders from Mars. And again, it's brilliant. It features words directly taken from the movie, but actually spoken by Blaze, and it's so atmospheric. It's so good. I would love to select some of those, but there's too many, and I love them all. So you just listen to the track. It's just brilliant. I absolutely love this EP. I've probably gushed enough. Boys, what are your thoughts on the ultimate EP?
Well, I love it from start to finish, apart from the ballad that you like. It's probably one of my least favourite ballads of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time.
It's your least favourite?
And I don't want to... And it really pisses me off that I have to say that, because every other song on this is a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
It's especially Kathy Wilson, which is one of the most original songs you'll ever hear in your entire life, because nobody was doing anything like that with spoken word and stuff. It was so groundbreaking. It was absolutely brilliant. And like Jam says, Steel is fantastic, but Kathy Wilson got me so much because I'm a massive fan of sci-fi B movies when I was 17, 18 years old, which is around the time this came out. And it was just so brilliant how it spoke to you, and I just got all the images in my head of what I was watching on the telly, and it was absolutely immense. Thumbs up from me.
Yeah, on the Kathy Wilson, at the time especially, but listening to it now, can't believe how many melodies they shoved in it. You know, because it's kind of like you say, it's a narrative during the verses, but the riffs and the tunes and everything that they've put into it, it's like a proper professionally brilliant song. You know, it's totally underrated. Should be up 100%. There in the classics, not just because of its quirky, but it's that riff that they do, you know, that it's just
it's immense.
It is immense. Yeah, I mean,
and you can't hear
their playing is incredible as well. You know, they're not just blokes out of a pub. People don't shred like that.
Well, I mean, well, you'll go on the fact that Jace was an amazing guitar player, but the drumming's brilliant. The bass playing's brilliant.
Yeah.
They were such a combo. It was,
they looked brilliant.
Fantastic.
I thought.
Exactly. They looked brilliant as well. All in leather.
Yeah.
Long hair.
Yeah. We love
just
a bit
like
of
me back then.
Was it 91 this was released?
Yeah.
91.
It's 90.
90.
1990, yeah.
I was with Wolfsbane I met them in a hotel after Donington, 1990. That was the White Snake year, wasn't it? 1990?
Yes.
Yeah. We were staying in a hotel right outside Donington, and they were in there, Tattoo Love Boys. Yeah, good days they were. Remember it well.
Yeah, they were on top of the game there, because what they've got is still they've got the record company support, but they've got a producer that understood them.
Yeah,
Brendan O'Brien. So it was,
who did did a bit of AC/DC as well, didn't he, Brendan O'Brien?
Yeah, I think Pearl Jam as well. Yeah, it was obviously proper decent. I'm not saying that Rick Rubin isn't a decent producer, because I love his stuff, but not for Wolfsbane. You know, it was much better to pair him with something a bit more organic. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's Wolfsbane. So let's go over the Irish Sea.
Oh, yes.
Here we go. My final offering, the majestic Thin Lizzy, Killers Live. This was released in 81. Now, Gav's got. Unfortunately, my 7 inches and 12 inches I don't have full access to recently. So thanks, Gav. This was very popular as a 7-inch and a 12-inch with 3 and 4 tracks. And for me, track list. Let's talk track listings. You can keep that up there. Gav is perfect. But I love the obscurity of the chosen tracks.
Yeah.
You've got Bad Reputation, Opium Trail, which both feature Brian Robertson, and you've got Are You Ready and Dear Miss Lonely Hearts featuring Snowy White. And again, straight away you're thinking, Dear Miss Lonely Hearts, that's a Phil solo number off of a Phil solo album. But this is brilliant. And the fact that I've always loved that tune anyway, and that it can appear in a Thin Lizzy shape is just superb. All 4 tracks benefit from being live, which again, anyone that's ever looking or listening to Thin Lizzy, you know that Live and Dangerous, however live it was immense. This sounds liver than, these tracks sound liver than Live and Dangerous. But they're just brilliant. They do come alive on this. And I think that's what makes it such an iconic EP. The fact that the songs are great versions of already good songs. I think I've probably put that correctly, but it's really brilliant. I loved it. What are your thoughts, boys, on Thin Lizzy Live Killers?
Well, you got to love a drum solo on an EP.
Yeah.
This EP is flawless in every way. Every single track is 100% brilliant. Phil's vocals are so good and so loud, but we've all been moaning recently about, I mean, especially me and Jam have been moaning about how singers these days, you can barely hear them when you go and see him live. But he's so loud. He's great.
That's
and
a good
again,
point.
another killer cover. What a cover that is. That's absolutely brilliant.
Someone should take that live idea and apply it to their sister channel.
I think so. It's iconic live.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Where was it recorded?
Obviously, that was as well.
It's recorded over a couple of years, wasn't it? In 77 and 79 or something?
Toronto, 77, the first 2 tracks, and then Dublin, 1980 for the second 2 tracks.
Yeah. Right. I love it. They've literally just they've not worried about any rules or anything. They've gone right. Well, this is a decent one live, and this one. And how about these 2? Yeah, let's stick these on an EP. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong, can you?
Yeah,
it's pretty brave of them to put Dear Miss Lonely Hearts in, though. But what a great song that is! It's so good.
But you're getting that bit extra, and that's the great thing. So you've got the 7-inch, and then you've got if you're getting the 12-inch, you get that.
Didn't have it, did it?
Was that the? Oh, it did. It was on the 7-inch.
No,
it's on the 7-inch. Opium Trail's not on the 7-inch.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. I'm going to search that out. It's not one that I've got in my collection.
No, so. It's fantastic.
Yeah, like Killers, obviously, but okay, brilliant.
I've never noticed that before either. They're both A sides. You noticed that, James?
Yeah, it's double A side. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I never even. No, I haven't seen it for a while, as I say, because I've got the 7 and the 12. I've got the 7-inch and the 12-inch.
It doesn't even bother with double A. It's just A and A.
Yeah,
there you go.
Very cool.
Thin Lizzy, Killers Live, brilliant.
Cheers. Yep.
Okay, cheers, Jam. So I'm going to go back over to Australia. So it's quite a distance.
And no one's surprised.
Yeah. So 74 Jailbreak, released between Flicker the Switch and Fly on the Wall. And interestingly, it said 74 Jailbreak. Some of the songs were recorded in 74, but of course, the title track Jailbreak was on the Australian Dirty Deeds, which is it. Really, really cool cover. But yeah, I mean, this is good. I mean, for me, it was a weird time getting this because I did have the original Australian High Voltage where most of the tunes have come off. But I think that there's a couple of brilliant songs on it for me. For one, Soul Stripper, I think is absolutely brilliant. That's an Angus and Malcolm song. The lyrics are fantastic. You'd think they were Bond lyrics, but they weren't. So again, you probably underestimate the influence that Angus and Malcolm in particular had on the songwriting for AC/DC early. So particularly in those early days. And also, of course, the title track Jailbreak, which is absolutely superb. Brilliant album. Brilliant song to be part of the album, but it's quite good. Nice little inner cover as well. You got a couple of other tunes on there. You Ain't Got a Hold on Me, which is all right. It's not the greatest tune. Show Business, that's better with a video. So if you go onto YouTube, there's a brilliant video of them in Australia, probably at the Bondi Lifesaver with Bon running around in a white tuxedo, and Angus in looking really cool as well. I think he's got a white school uniform on, if I'm not mistaken. And then finally, Baby Please Don't Go, which again is great. Sounds really good, which is a cover version. So I've got a nice Argentinian copy as well, which you don't see many of.
Fuego, what does it say there? Fuego, what?
La Prison. Fuga de la Prison. So it's quite cool, isn't it?
Vim Fuego.
Yeah.
Fuga de la Prison.
Couple of other bits, just really quickly.
French.
I've got a Brazilian single with Show Business on the B-side, so that's not something you see very often. So that's that's super rare, that. And there's a couple of other singles as well, ironically with Fling Thing on, which they played recently at Murrayfield for any of you wonderful fans.
Fling Thing's on the B-side of the Jailbreak 7-inch.
It is, yeah, which is that's what that is.
Check it out on our live channel.
Check it out.
Live in Edinburgh.
I was going to say that we've got 2 versions of it on there, so which has been heavily viewed, and also on the Australian version as well. There you go.
Nice.
Any other thoughts on this one, guys?
Well, Soul Stripper's my favourite song off this. You've never heard AC/DC with bongos or a wood block as the time signature. It's absolutely brilliant. Love it to death.
And that lyric, she pulled out a knife and flashed it before me, stuck it in, turned it around. It's brilliant. Sounds great.
You're saying that isn't actually a Bond lyric, that on Soul Stripper?
No, it's Malcolm and Angus wrote that.
That's brilliant. They did very well. Superb.
But I love the song Jailbreak on this because I've only ever
Jailbreak as well. Yeah.
If you listen to it on this, it's an absolute diamond of a song.
Yeah,
live, you offer a pint and a pea sort of thing. So isn't it interesting that it's weird? It's weird. There's a great version on here that you can listen to. It's really good. I like it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, because that's a bit like the Wolfsbane narrative, isn't it? You can picture the jailbreak going on and the sirens and gunshots. It's brilliant.
And the video is great with all the explosions. So if you've not seen the video, again, go on YouTube. Bond's got half his teeth missing from a motorcycle accident. Angus has got teeth missing. They look a right bunch of reprobates, but they're all there in like prison uniforms, and there's explosions going. It's really great. It's great fun. It's definitely worth watching.
I remember when this came out, and I was listening to it in a mate's bedroom, and I loved it. I really loved it instantly, and I couldn't believe, again, the choruses and the melodies that were coming out. It's like genius, and also the sound. For some reason, it sounds really deep and organic, and really cool. If this comes up on a playlist, most of these songs sound brilliant, just audibly,
Yeah, it does sound great.
You Ain't Got a Hold on Me. That sounds great. So the bass is so
I
deep.
love that song.
And I love when they're fading. Well, not fading out. I love towards the end, and I think Malcolm cocks it up. He does a da 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 in the wrong way, but he just recovers straight away, and they left it in. It's brilliant. Love that stuff.
Cool. That's Jailbreak then. So on to this one. This is probably a surprise for some of our avid watchers, but this is Tigertailz and the original EP. You can just see this one signed, which is cool. I actually think they look better on the EP than they did on the album.
Yeah.
Don't you? I think that it's really it's cool. But there's
absolutely good with hairstyles like that.
Yeah, I mean, good subjective.
They were brilliant. Look, the one thing I would say, if anyone who was lucky enough to go and see them at the Marquee around that time, 86, 87, 88, they were brilliant live. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, sounded much heavier live than they did on the record. But actually, I think it sounds better I think this sounds better on the EP than it does. It sounds a bit heavier, doesn't it, than it does on the album, I think. But it's just, really good. Shoot to Kill, She's Too Hot, Living Without You, which is their absolute classic. And it's funny when you read the stuff around the outside. Money, Guitars, Pizza, Nightmare on Elm Street, Explosions, Budweiser, Diana from V Parties, Food, Toy Guns. I mean, this was all the stuff that we were doing as well. But and the connection for us, of course, we used to go on the crazy coach crew from where we lived to the Marquee to go and see these guys. And their dad Steve's dad used to run the coach, and it was rammed every time. Absolutely full to the rafters. It was brilliant. They were good days, and this was a great EP. And this was signed. I actually went backstage and got this signed at the Marquee, which blew me away because if you've ever seen the inner of Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, the UK version, there's pictures of the backstage Marquee, and it looked just like that. And I was going, Tigertailz were there signing it, Stevie and Jay, and everyone was thinking, oh my God, Angus has been in here. It's amazing. Anyway, great memories. Happy days. Any thoughts on that one, guys?
Yes. Again, I was saying earlier about it's a snapshot of a time. I listened to this so much, but they were great, and we just loved them. There was such a party attitude, which at the time was all we wanted. Was to party, to have fun, to have a drink, have a smoke, and have a great time. And they embodied that, didn't they? They embodied
really
the fun time.
Used to use the CO2 fire extinguishers. Do you remember? And stuff them with confetti, and they come running out and spray the crowd with confetti. And
it was all that was great in the world with your mates, and that's what it was all about. So,
and a coach.
Yeah.
I think because Steve came from where we went to school, and my brother was 2 years older than me, and my brother had seen him in a band called Treason.
Yeah.
So we did have that connection, and Treason were a bit more metal. I used to have the tape. I've been looking for it. But it was Steve's dad, Chief, that did the coach, and we felt that connection with him anyway. And the fact that he was a great singer and a great frontman, and then they were in this band and they were playing the Marquee, it was just like, what else could you want? So I know that Slayer fans are looking at that cover and going, what the hell's wrong with you guys? But tough. It was just the time of life, the time of our lives, really.
And what I loved is that we straddled all of this. We were complete metalheads. Yeah. Some of us were more into this than the others, but we didn't we didn't care. We weren't well, I know I wasn't. None of us were. I just think we're still so close as mates now. We all are so into so many different strings of different metal, and this is one of them, and it was great. Especially it summed it up in this. Is a great EP. Loved it.
Yeah.
But do be careful if you're watching this thinking, what are those boys on about? Let me have a listen. You can find it on YouTube, obviously, and you can find it on Spotify. But there's an up-to-date version, which I personally think this sounds better. They re-recorded it, didn't they, Gav?
Yeah, they re-recorded it with the new singer. Well, not the new singer, but
a newer singer.
Different singer.
Yeah. And they replicated the cover as well. So be careful. It's not that one we're talking about. It's before they had a record contract with
the OG,
Music for Nations. Yeah, so it's almost definitely on YouTube, but it's not the one that's on Spotify.
Correct.
Yeah. And do you know what? Here's the weird thing: Music for Nations at the time, you have Metallica, Anthrax,
Nuclear Assault,
Poison. And then Tigertailz. I mean, mental. Yeah. But they were the days. Anyway, it was a broad church.
Yeah.
Talking of broad church and a band for everybody. Do you know?
Back to some proper music.
This is this was out of the first piece of vinyl I ever bought was No Sleep Till Hammersmith, and these were the ones that didn't make it onto the album. And for me, I think it's just absolutely brilliant. This was a later 12-inch version that I got, and here's the 7-inch, which again is a double. I've got some weird thing in the middle. I'm probably going to find more Star Wars.
Careful
stuff. Oh no, I've got what's going on in here? So I've got an Oxford Apollo. What's coming up list?
You got a double deal. Mine's only a single.
You are a heap. And
double single. You must only have. Have you? You must only have.
I've never seen the double single.
I've never seen the double.
So double. So
I've seen the double.
Mine's a single.
45.
Single.
Yeah, mega.
No, mine's 33.
Mine's
interesting.
45.
I've got it. I just didn't pull it out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not a double. Mine's the same as yours, Gaps.
Right, so I might be in a bit of trouble here because the name written on it is Andrew Cruikshank. So if you're watching, you're not having it. Anyway,
who records you've got to give back, Dill? Thieving bastard.
Bucks Fizz, Judy Tazook, Gary Moore, Russ Abbott, OMD, Val Dunican.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was the broad church as well.
We thought things were better back then. Maybe they weren't. But anyway, a couple of songs just to mention. Dead Man Tell No Tales live. Amazing. Too Late, Leaving Here. And the epic Stone Dead Forever, which on this and the guitar solo, Fast Steady, is the greatest live track on an EP ever. That's it. Full
It's
stop.
certainly brilliant. There's no doubt about that.
Amazing.
And Too Late, which is one of my favourites. There's a B-side as well, Too Late.
Yeah.
So
there you go. And great pictures as well, aren't they? Look,
Great. Yeah, I was going to say the pictures are great.
Yeah, that was classic Motorhead for sure. But I used to love that. If that was this double single, I played that more than ever. I can't believe it's got Donut's name on it.
I've never noticed until now that Eddie's actually playing a Les Paul, which I've never seen before in my entire life.
Yeah,
it's true. Actually, yeah.
Is that a Les Paul?
That's a Les Paul, yeah. He usually plays a Strat.
Yeah, I know he does.
Or usually played a Strat. Sorry.
Yeah, good, you're right. Anyway, any other thoughts on this one?
Well, other than the fact, there's 2 Motorheads in our top 12. Wow.
Yeah, breaking the rules.
Well, not really. Not strictly speaking. This is the only Motorhead. The other one's a collaboration.
Good, well done, Gats. It's as if we rehearsed that in advance. Stone Dead and Too Late for me are what tip it above the other Motorhead that we've had, to be honest, not giving away my scores or anything. Stone Dead sounds brilliant, and Too Late. Love that track. So yeah, no, this is really good. I like this.
Cool. So big thumbs up for that. And that's our 12 done. And Gav's got his signed cap on, his signed piece of Motorhead merch. That's brilliant.
Nice.
That he's still got.
Lineup, sadly, but still.
Mine went for a Burton somewhere.
Mine's gone there somewhere.
There again, I did wear it every day, so it's probably ruined.
Got Filthy and Lem on there, so not too bad. 2/3.
There's only Phil Campbell alive.
Yeah.
On that hat, there's my one.
Yours is blacker than mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, the sound on this is what gets me. It's I love it so much. Leaving here, the drum sound on that is just pretty much perfect. I loved it.
Brilliant. Okay, look, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, there were some other amazing EPs out, which we're going to go to some of the best of the rest. So hopefully I've explained why we haven't put Soundhouse tapes in there. It's not one that we owned at the time. It's not one you could get hold of at the time. We didn't have YouTube in those days, guys. Can you believe it? And actually just couldn't hear these EPs. And it was actually, we didn't really know it actually existed. It was just rumor. And of course, now everybody knows everything about everything. So that's why it wasn't included. So there are a couple of EPs and the best of the rest that we haven't included. So just, do you want to pull a couple of these out quickly, Gav?
Yeah, sure. Iron Maiden, Soundhouse tapes spoken about. It's obviously the demo before they got the record contract. There's millions of copies of this flying around that are not legit. I've had an instance where I found one and I've had to do a whole load of research before I spent my money, and it turned out that it wasn't legit, but they were charging legit prices. So be careful out there. So yeah, that's that. You're right though. It's interesting to know that we didn't know about it, because you didn't have that awareness back then, did you? We've put in a few others. Wasted, I've done a couple of EPs. We loved a bit of Wasted back in the day. I liked them even more when they got the Tigertailz singer in and supported Maiden. But
ditto.
So good. Robin George. This had so much promise. This EP is called the History EP. He had so many great players on this. He had Dave Holland. He had Pino Palladino on bass, Mark Stanway, Mo Birch. So good. And so there's 6 songs on here. So good, I bought it twice. But then, as we all know, he went very electronic. Heartline, Spies, all those songs on the Dangerous Music album, which pretty much is completely different from the sound that's on this. So I wish he'd have stayed doing this.
It was so hard to get hold of something like this, and randomly we managed to. And I've listened to it recently, and yeah, it's not all that for me. So dating.
Yeah, it is.
All that build up.
Anyway, next one down was Napalm Death. This is considered to be a ultimate classic EP when it comes to rock and metal. It was nominated by you, Dill, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I used to, me and Tommy, when we were at uni in Birmingham, we used to hang out with Napalm Death. Most weekends, ironically, used to come back to our place for a party. They were great guys, Shane in particular as well. But yeah, I mean, just they are the archetypal underground band that are still going. And I'll tell you, if you see any
influential as well,
if you see any original Napalm Death vinyl in any shops, scoop it up, because it's rocketed in value. So even if you're not into them, you could flog that on Discogs and buy probably another album collection.
And then Def Leppard, obviously same as Soundhouse Tapes. Didn't know it was out. Wouldn't be able to find it even if we did. But obviously influential in getting their original record contract, and awesome as well.
Yeah.
Blue Blood is another one that harks back to our marquee days. They were a band that supported just about everybody they could possibly support, including Tigertailz, and also our great friend Borlo. That was one of his first roadieing gigs, so that was another kind of loyalty thing. We had to go and see them to support him. And actually, it's great. There's tracks like Real Live Love, Liquor and Poker, Girl is Hot, Never Rains in England, which is hit material. It's hit material done by somebody else.
They were good though, weren't they? Yeah.
And these are the cats that are on there.
Yeah.
If you know your new wave of British heavy metal, you might recognise them. But yeah, that's worth a bit as well. So if you see that kicking around, I'd pick it up if I were you. Again, this list could go on forever, and I won't dwell on it. But Magnum again came up with a double. All of our friends love Back to Earth as a song. They even opened a show, the whole tour with it. I think it was the Wings of Heaven tour. Such a rocking track.
Yeah.
Hold Back Your Love's a bit more of a ballad, but then there's two songs on the B-side on the second single, Soldier of the Line and Sacred Hour. That was when they supported Ozzy on a American tour, because Ozzy was on Jet, Magnum were on Jet. Made sense to try and promote the two together. So yeah, two songs from Nashville.
Look, I'll pick a couple. Armed and Dangerous. I don't think that was a UK release, was it, Gav? I think that was a US release.
I think it was US, yeah. But again, breaking their own rules. But obviously, that was introducing Joey into the band.
Nuclear Assault on the bottom right-hand corner, which I actually bought that in shades. I've got it. I haven't bought that one out, but I've got that, and that sounds so heavy as well, doesn't it? I mean, it's such a loud record. Definitely, if you've not got that, definitely try and.
That's great. That's such of an era, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, it sounds brilliant today. And then of course you've got Alice in Chains, Halloween, and Wildhearts. So, shall we move on to the next part of our top 12? And I'm going to go over to our resident disc jockey, who is Jamo, and he's going to tell you what the official Tales of the PowerAge top 5 EPs are.
So remembering this is the official one. Thanks, Dill. Here is the official top 5 Killer EPs from Tales from the PowerAge. Kicking us off, we have two absolute legends. It's Motorhead with Golden Years Live and Thin Lizzy with Killers Live, both inseparable. A respectable number 5. Okay, this could be the first surprise of the night. In at number 4, it's classic Bon era AC/DC with Jailbreak. Okay, big favourites of the pod. It's Tamworth's finest, Steve, Jeff, Blaze and Jace, aka Wolfsbane, with the most awesome All Hell's Breaking Loose down at Little Kathy Wilson's place. We find ourselves at number 3 in the official Killer EPs from Tales from the PowerAge, the number 1 podcast for rock and metal. Next up, it's those boys in their garage playing awesome covers. It's the $5.98 EP, Garage Days Revisited from Metallica at number 2. Which can only mean the official number 1 Killer EP, according to Tales from the PowerAge, is those massive pod favourites. It's Birmingham's very own, Magnum. Over to you, Dill.
Well, there you go. Well done, Magnum. That's great. And if you haven't got that, you can pick that one up in most second-hand record stores, and I can definitely.
It's very cheap.
Recommend pick it up. Yeah, you can pick it up for a couple of quid, so definitely worth getting. So, look, I hope you enjoyed that. As I've already mentioned, that was our classic EP. So, tell us your thoughts. Tell us what your top 5 EPs are from any era. But just be interested to know. I'm sure you're going to start telling us about loads we haven't even considered. And then we're all going to get into an argument on whether it's an EP or not, which we've been arguing about for 3 weeks. So just be prepared for that. So if you've not seen our other channel, this is Tales from the PowerAge Live. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there. We've got pushing nearly 2.8 million views on this channel with a number of different live gigs. So we support all manner of bands, whether it's at a small club or pub, right the way through to the huge stadium shows. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there. I really encourage you to check it out. Please give that a subscribe as well. And if you're bored on a Saturday night, there's nothing better to do than just watch this on repeat. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you want to see what we're up to, you can on Facebook. That's a bit of a Freudian slip. On Facebook, on Tales from the PowerAge, or on X, you can have a chat with us on there. Tales from the PowerAge at TFTPA. Sorry, we've been a bit quiet for the last week, but we've been having a bit of a break, a well-deserved break.
Yeah.
We're on Bluesky as well. We're on Instagram on Tales from the PowerAge. You can buy some merch, and for those of you that will bought merch, we really thank you. It's awesome. Thanks. It's really kind of you, right? So you can get that from myspreadshop.co.uk. And if you want to find out a little bit more about us, you can on www.talesfromthepowerage.com. Anyway, listen, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. See you soon. Bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
You did.
Did I say it's toilet?
I said it was toilet, but
No,
you said
Daffy said
something
toilet.
else.
I thought it was
And I said
nut
basically
or
you're saying
something.
it's toilet.
Yes, toilet.